wage price spiral without the wages being part of the spiral. You see, that's the difficulty with the prime ministerial analysis. We are actually experiencing an inflationary spurt caused by poor management and no growth. And they can argue that as long as he likes and interrupt as long as he likes. The fact is that we have had incredibly bad industrial relations in this country with absolutely no effort made by the government to cool it. And that is because it is for some reckless reason seen by the Prime Minister to be part of a political strategy. New Zealand has seen through that. It just doesn't wash anymore. This is not the 51 campaign. This is the 84 campaign leading through to the year 2000. And I call upon the National Party to get their people, to get their strategies into place so that they can look forward and not back. Because that's what this country needs.
Can I just tidy up one or two more of his misstatements? It is not a no-growth economy. It's a growth of 2.5%. It was for last year, it is for this year, and it's projected for next year. Not a no-growth economy. As far as the trade unions are concerned, we had agreement with the trade unions twice in 2 successive years, and in each case it was thrown out at the Federation of Labour Conference. It was significant that this year they didn't throw out the tripartite wage talks at their conference. They knew after 2 experiences that if they threw it out, we would legislate for it. This time they stayed in the negotiations. They're still in the negotiations. We're very close to settlement. Now that's the truth, not what you said.
We'll bring them to the settlement.
Yeah, I was going to say that here we have Sir Robert saying that will happen soon. Have you any evidence that that wage price accord that you speak of can be reached and that it will stick, and how will it be made to stick?
It'll be reached very rapidly indeed, and it'll be sticking because we're going to determine to have a program of economic management. I have been to the unions, I have been to their workplaces. I did not promise them a bonanza. I stood in front of workers in the Waterside shed in Wellington and at Kinleith, and I promised them that they would be having a period of restraint. I told them of the New Zealanders who didn't have a job at all, let alone their wages, and I said they are the people for whom government must now act, and they accepted that, and it wasn't nice to hear, but they accepted it. Now that is because we did not set out to make them our natural enemy. They will take that from me. They would not trust another party to say that to them because they have been bitten far too often.
Well, they took it from me, didn't they, for a freeze?
By law.
You know, they were going to go for $20 a week and all that kind of thing, but the workers weren't with them, and the workers wouldn't back the militants on that $20 a week claim any more than they did this year. The workers, indeed, won't back them at Marsden Point, where we had to get a bit tough and legislate, but we got no support from the Labour Party.
I asked them to go back to work before the government introduced the bill.
But they didn't even listen. And the Labour Party didn't even want to talk on that bill. I don't know whether the public knows, but they sent over to us across the House and said, we'll only have one speaker on this. And we said, well, if you do, we'll just put up speaker after speaker because we've got things to say. Shamefacedly, one after another, reluctant Labour speakers rose to their feet and talked to the bill because they weren't going to permit us to just have a series of speakers with the social credit and the other Labour people, McDonnell and Kirk. They didn't even want to talk on the bill. That's the Labour Party in action vis-à-vis the trade unions.
Can I say that we did work on that bill? We worked on it very, very constructively, and the government was robbed of its snap election opportunity. It then had to wait for Marilyn Waring. The fact is that we've seen a demonstration of what Labour government can do in industrial relations just this weekend. All Friday night we saw negotiation with Richard Prebble, and Saturday we saw those ferries sailing. The Minister of Labour didn't lift a telephone, but the Labour Party did,
yes,
and you see vessels sailing. Now that is what I pledge can be the shape of things to come. With a bit of trust and a bit of competence and a certain amount of confidence. That's the sort of country I want, not country where people are divided against each other and picked off for political purposes. If the government wanted the ferries to run, why didn't it move a conciliator in? Why didn't the Minister of Labour intervene? Why did they stand back, wait till a week before the election, and then do their 51 and 69 thing? Well, it didn't succeed.
I have a word on this?
Off you go, Sir Robert. Yeah.
The fact is, of course, that Richard Prebble got on the telephone and said, look, boys, go back to work, you're losing us votes.